Hey gamers, if you're ready to find love on a reality TV show and you think you can figure out who's here for the right reasons, then you want to check out Lovestruck. Let's take a look at how this game plays. In this game, players will all have a secret intention and they will either be here for the wrong or the right reasons. In order to win, you must couple up with somebody who is here for the right reasons, regardless of what you are. Or if you're here for the wrong reasons, you can also win by having viewership reach 10, and everybody who is here for the right reasons will lose. The game will play over a series of episodes, and those will be two different types. During Villa episodes, players will draw a certain number of cards, depending on what the board says at the beginning. You will draw 3, and then they can go around playing Villa actions. The actions are all on their reference card, so they can couple up if they have love to pay for it. If they're already in a couple, they can break up at no cost, but that will increase viewership. They can steal the spotlight to increase viewership, which will get them more action cards, which might be helpful. They can use any 2 action cards to start a rumor and look at somebody else's hand and take one of their cards, and that's the only one that will let them also play another action after that if they can still afford to do so. They can diffuse the tension with love and any other card to -1 viewership, and if they are in a couple, they can pay 4 love to increase viewership and have a talk with their partner, which will let them see their intention card. During Villa actions, players can also play bombshell cards if they have any, which will have various different kinds of actions on them. For example, this one will increase viewership, but it'll let them look at somebody's action cards and take a card, and they can do that twice as long as they have a different contestant to pick. Once everybody has done a Villa action during one of the Villa episodes, they will move on to the next round. During date episodes, the board will show players how many people need to go on a date, and the player who is the main character at the time can choose themselves, but they don't have to. When everybody goes on a date, everybody will put in one of their action cards. They cannot choose the bombshell cards for this, and they can either choose love or drama. They will go into a pile and get shuffled and then get revealed. If all of the cards are love cards during one of the dates, then the viewership will go down by 1, but if there is any drama, then viewership will go up by 1, which again is what the players who are here for the wrong reasons want, because they do want that viewership to increase to 10. Again, players will just play through all of the episodes, with the final Villa episode having being the season finale, and everybody will actually get 2 of the Villa actions during that. And at the end of the game, everyone will reveal their intention cards, and if you are coupled with somebody who is here for the right reasons, then you will win. There's also a variant where if there is a single person who was here for the right reason, but maybe you have an odd number of players, something like that, they couldn't get coupled with someone here for the right reasons, they can also win as long as there is only one of those players. Something else I didn't mention is that when you are in a couple, you're going to go ahead and put your player pieces in one of the beds to kind of show that you are a couple, as a quick reminder to everybody. And if you do choose to break up, then you would move back into the pool again to just signify who's coupled up and who's not. But the game will end, like I said, when you reach the end of the episodes or when viewership hits 10, and then depending on your role, you will win or lose. I am actually a sucker for reality dating shows. I think they're silly and a lot of fun to watch, and I really liked this game. I thought that the theme was really fun, worked pretty well overall, and the game itself was just a decent social deduction type game, sans the theme, even if you're not really that into it. The Villa episodes were just taking actions, and I thought that that was fine. That worked pretty well. It was all about trying to have the right cards so that you could manage the viewership if you wanted it to not hit 10, or if you did want it to hit 10, just trying to not be too suspicious so that people didn't figure out that you were here for the wrong reasons too early. I thought that it was really valuable to couple up really early so that maybe you could build that hand of love cards that you need to check out somebody's intention, which was cool. And I liked the bombshell cards. There's not too many of those in the big deck of the action cards, so if you get one, it can be really, really valuable. You don't want to sit on it too long because players can steal cards from each other. But you do want to make sure that you're playing that at the right time to make sure that the action is super beneficial to you and your side of things, more or less. The date episodes felt really similar to other games I played in the past, like the Resistance or Avalon, where you're all putting in something, a card, and they're getting shuffled, and you have to reveal them to see, like, okay, is there a traitor among us kind of thing. But it was also really valuable, too, if people didn't have love cards, to kind of just say, okay, maybe we'll kind of take this date to dump some of our drama cards, even if we want to not increase viewership, because then maybe we can lower it later. So I think the whole thing worked really well together. I think that the conversations made sense for people trying to suss out who was here for the right or wrong reasons. I think the coupling was funny and worked really well as well. And then trying to kind of help players determine who was here for the right and wrong reasons and say, like, okay, like, you need to break up in this couple because you're not going to win the game if you're coupled with the wrong person. I did think that at a lower player count, I think it's a little bit too hard for the people here for the wrong reasons to win, but it kind of also depends. I think if you have a 5-player game where you only have one person who is here for the wrong reasons, it can be harder. If you have 2, it might be a little bit easier because 2 people can kind of take on that burden of trying to increase the viewership, so it might be a little bit easier, and that is a little bit of a random shuffle at the beginning of the game, depending on each player count will have a different number shuffled together, and you're not sure how many people are here for the wrong reasons. So I think that can fluctuate gameplay a lot, and especially too, just having the right group of people for this style of game as well as this theme. Again, I think it's kind of silly. If you get into role playing, it's silly, but overall, I think the game as a social deduction game works pretty well, and it plays pretty quickly too. So even though it looks like a lot of episodes, a lot of rounds, those rounds are very, very quick and snappy. So if you like this style of game, it's definitely worth checking out. But you can see my full thoughts on the watch today to decide if this one's for you.